Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we are going to take a look at these planters that I bought from Amazon.in, and these are from a brand called Solimo. These are sold on the internet as Amazon brand Solimo planters, and the one that I've got is the 14-inch size, and they were only available in pack of 7. So in this box I've got 7 planters in rectangular size. For these planters I paid about 449 rupees, that is close to $6. So without any further delay, let's just open the box and take a look at what the planter looks like from inside. So I've got a knife, so let me just cut the packaging. Right, so this is how they look from inside. Let me take all of them out first and see whether if there is any planter broken or not. Now these came in assorted colors, so mixed color, and the one that I've got is one orange colored, 2 green colored, 2 yellow colored, and 2 somewhat red colored planter. So let me give you a little close up so that you can see how the planter looks from close. You can see there is this design which makes the planter a little strong, so this will not bend. As you can see, this is decently strong. There is a little bit of flex to it, which is nice. If this was very hard, this would crack easily. So because this is bending a little bit, that's a good thing. Now at the back you can see there are these 5 feet which you can put on the ground, and the water will be able to easily pass under the planter. And for the holes of the planter, of course you can drill all these, but these are not supposed to be drilled. Where you drill the holes in this planter is this one here and this one here. Now let me point this planter in front of the light so that we'll be able to see clearly. So now that I'm pointing the planter towards the light, you will be able to see that there are 2 positions for drilling holes, and looks like both the holes are completely sealed in my case, so that you can also fill this up with some water. And if you ever wanted to put some fish in there, you can do that. You want to make some small indoor pond water feature, you can also do that. So I've got my tape measure. So usually planters and other things are measured diagonally, like TV screens, monitor screens. Let us measure it diagonally, see whether this is close to 14 inch or not. So as you can see, this is indeed a 14 inch. Now let us measure the length of this planter. The length of this planter is about 13 inches. And let's take a look at the width of this planter. The width of this planter is about 7 inches. And finally let us measure the depth or the height of this planter, which is close to 5 inches. So these are the measurement. Okay, so now let me give you an idea about the volume of this planter. So I've got a small Pepsi bottle here. This is a 2.25 liter. So let's see how many bottles I'm able to fill this container with. So let's starting with the first one. That's 2. The third one. So looks like we're almost reaching up to the brim, and I will stop once we reach there because I don't want to spill any water. So as you can see, we are almost up to the brim. So looks like for the third time I was only able to use the half of this bottle, and this is a 2.25 liter bottle. So we can say that this planter takes about 5.5 liters of water, or 5.5 liters of volume. And because I've filled this up to the brim, nobody is going to be doing that. So we can safely say that about 5 liters is the volume of this planter. The other thing is that it did not leak any water. So sometimes the holes are pre-drilled and sometimes holes are not pre-drilled. In my case, the holes were not pre-drilled, which is a good thing because I can use this for filling this up with water, use this for a fish aquarium. I can put any fish in there, make it an internal inside fish pond, or you can, if you have pets, you can use this as a water container for your pets as well. Now on the website, the company claims that the planters are UV stabilized. UV basically means ultraviolet light, and if you expose anything to ultraviolet light, over time it starts deteriorating and starts getting damaged. So sunlight has a plenty of UV light, so I'm not sure whether the company is telling the truth or not. So if you were to put them in the sunlight, according to the company, they should still last you very long, but that only time will tell. Now just because these are planters, you don't have to use them for plants. I think these types of containers make up for a very good storage containers. So I'm going to be using this one for my soldering equipment. So whenever I need soldering, I've got my soldering iron, I've got my flux, I've got some solder wire, I've got my another soldering iron, I've got some tweezer, my glue gun, I've got some alligator clips, and I've also got a couple of wires. So whenever I feel like soldering, I can simply grab this container and I know I've got everything in this container to repair or do whatever it is that I'm doing. So there's that. Now I've got some fertilizer here, a little compost bag, and whenever I wash this floor, usually the compost get wet and I don't like that. So I can use one planter here, and instead of putting this compost bag on the floor, I can simply put this inside of this. I can put this planter in this plastic planter, and now I can wash this floor without having to worry about wetting my compost here. And lastly, if you're a fish keeper like me, then these types of containers can be really helpful. Whenever you buy a new fish, you can put them in here, look for any sign of disease or problems. Once you feel that the fish is all right, you can put them in your main tank. You can also treat them as your simple hospital tank. So if there is any fish sick, you can take the sick fish out in this tank separately, keep the fish separate and feed it separately until it feels comfortable and recover. Once it is recovered, you can put them in the main tank. So these types of containers can be really helpful, not only in setting up a small temporary tanks, you can also use them as main tank for, let's say, a betta fish or some small fish like zebra danios. So there we go. This was my video on this Amazon brand Solimo planters. You can use them in many different ways, and for about 7 planters you're paying about 449 rupees. So if you're buying online, I think that is worth it. I'm not sure whether in local market you will be able to find them for a cheaper price or not, but for 49 rupees delivered at your doorstep, I think that's a decent deal in my opinion. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.